Hey y'all. So I've been gone for a little bit. I had a lovely trip to England. I kind of just decided to do a spiritual pilgrimage is what I'm calling it. Some might just call it a vacation. But I went there for spiritual reasons. I went there to release some things, to heal some things intentionally. I did not go with my family. I met up with a friend for part of it, and then for honestly, we ended up staying. We both had the same goals for the rest of the trip. So, but it was lovely. We each kind of had our own time in the sacred places, and so I highly suggest finding a friend who can travel with you like that if you do that. But really, solo travel is like, I don't know, it's my jam. I loved it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm back. I feel super recharged, and I'm about to do some like talks about some things that I kind of discovered when I was out and about. And yeah, I'll be doing that soon, so you might see some videos soon. But right now, I just want to do an energy reading for right now. Not even with the moon, y'all. We're just going to go right now and see like how things are going. And I hope y'all are well. So the first thing I'm going to do is the energy oracle cards. And so let's see what comes through. And just so you guys know, I always like to say this in case this is the first video that anyone sees of me. I always ground into the earth so that my energy is cleared. It's almost stabilized when I do that. And I talk about it on other videos on how I do that. It's a visualization, but anyway, it's part of my protection process before I do anything with divination. And then I surround myself with love, light, and divine protection. And then I set an intention, and I always like letting you guys know too that I am here to get some divine truth today for us. What kind of message that would be most highest and healing for you at this time. So if you're listening to it, I hope it's the right time for you to hear the message, and I hope it helps. So here we go. Let's just see if anything checks out of here. Y'all, England was beautiful. I'm drinking tea now. I'm hooked. Oh, okay, one fell out. I'm always like, let me just show you real quick. Oh, woman holding a heart. Got in touch with my emotions there. Woo, and then two other fell out. I usually do three. Daughter value. Aw. And seventh chakra. Archangel Uriel. The seventh chakra should be my crown chakra. 1, 2, let me double check. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, it'd be my crown chakra. Always gotta double check me because I'm like still coming off of jet lag. I'm doing much better now, but jet lag is a real thing. Travel brain is a real thing. I have definitely realized I got to give myself a little love for being human. Okay, so let me just start here with the energy. Woman holding a heart. To me, this is the heart chakra being wide open. This is just like feeling the feels, acknowledging what's going on in your emotional body. Getting in tune with it, spending a moment to kind of think what issues are coming in that are either concern or, at the top that are floating. Are you in a good space? Are you seeking? And if you're not, are you kind of having a moment to reframe your now? Meaning, I could be upset right now that I don't have whatever, that I go the typical female thing on traveling, and I hate doing that, but like I gained 5 pounds or something when traveling, right? So I could be like, ugh, I hate that. Instead I'm like, no, man, that trip was fucking rad, dude. I had great food. I experienced the culture of like big, full English breakfasts. And I'm choosing to look at that. Like I'm looking at zero negative on that. Like I'm not going to do it. It was a great trip. So whatever's happening for you right now, I think it's good to kind of be like, okay, I wish I'm having this issue with my kiddo and I want to get that healed. But you know what? In general, like, whatever it is that can kind of get you recentered. Like I have a job that provides me great financial abundance. I have health right now. I have a loving, family that supports me, that kind of stuff that kind of gets you more into the now. And I usually relax on the stuff that I don't have, that I'm kind of like pining for, of like, whatever I am destined to have right now, I'm supposed to have. And the stuff that is in my dreams or in my wishes, God knows, and it's in the aura of my energy. And if it's meant to be mine, it will happen. And you just let go with that. That is an ego death to chill in that vibration. like to stop the mind in those moments that want to bring you back to, well, you don't have it right now. Aren't you pining for it? Don't you feel lost there? You didn't have this one person in your life, whatever. It's just like, no, 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 no. Like, I am happy. I am fulfilled in my energy, who I am right now, because what I have right now is what I'm destined to have right now, and I'm at peace. Okay, so that's this card. Kind of heavy. This door to value is like seeing that I don't give a shit what's happening. Like, you got to be able to tune into this. This is your value of how you think about yourself and your energy, and whether or not your own energy can sustain yourself. Can you just be happy? Even if you don't have the perfect job, the perfect home, the perfect relationship, you know, whatever it is, your spiritual business isn't going off like you thought it would, like whatever that little hurt in your heart is, like the value is the point that it's not from these exterior things. I mean, yes, you're going to see the visualization here of the money, but I think that that's like the 3D carrot, that's not even it. What's it is like you getting at home with yourself, that you are exactly what you need right now, that you are at peace, that you can embody these energetic principles. You can, within yourself, be happy and be at peace and content no matter what you have, no matter what's going on and what you're pining for. Like, you just got to be like, I know how this system works. It's going to work out for my highest and best, because that's my intention. And to stop the ego repeats of, no, you don't have this. You don't have this yet. Don't you want that? You know, that kind of stuff. So that's what I think of door to value. And then the last one, the 7th chakra, to me is like being open to feeling this, the energy of being at peace within your energy. The idea of loving yourself, like having a moment to really just be like, I got to be okay with my energy. When the time comes for me to pass away from this dimension, that is a moment of reckoning where we really should be okay with our energy, because we're coming home to it. And if you haven't looked at your energy and you haven't connected deeply to your energy, that is not a great place to be, facing real 3D, like death. If you're on hospice, that sort of thing, and your body is failing, like that is not the time to establish this connection. This connection needs to be established way before then. And there's just a lot of distractions in 3D that can keep us away from that. And that's my message. Do the work, do the connection now. Like literally have a moment and be like, I love myself. I know I'm good. I know I'm good in my core. When you make mistakes, that's not your core. That's like your mind or your emotional state that got you distracted on something else that it shouldn't have. You know, that, okay, I made a mistake. I went off my highest and best path and I did X, Y, and Z wrong. Well, that isn't who you are. Who you are inside is this like retuning to the soul. And the soul is good and from God. And you just continuously do that. And then like you just get chilled in the fact that, and chilled meaning like I get relaxed and I get connected and I get rooted in the fact that I know I'm from God. Therefore, I have all those qualities in me, like inside me. I am that. And then I just got to feel it. Like, you got to connect to it. And that's that kind of thing. Like that's the message there with these 3 cards. That's really cool. I hope that makes sense. Kind of, it's a little esoteric, isn't it, to kind of discuss this mental process of just, you know, you wake up, you're in a funky mood. I always try to at least wake up, and then I kind of tell my truths to myself, because I think when I wake up not do this effort, like this intentional effort to like remember my truths, my spiritual truths, then a lot of like my body stuff can kind of like create the energy of what I'm going to step into that day. So if I'm tired, I'm going to be like a little cranky or a little off. But I've noticed lately, since coming back from this trip, it kind of got me more spiritually oriented. And I wake up and I'm like, I am my soul. That's the layer that I really am. And this soul is from God. I have all those things in me. That is who I am. I'm all those beautiful characteristics. And I relax in that flow because I know that God knows that I'm already like tuned into like flowing with the highest and best. So that's what's coming. And I can relax and I trust my discernment so that when something happens unexpected, I can just move into the next decision. And it's just this like relaxation of your experience on earth. That's it. That's how simple I'm going to keep it right now. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is the archetypes from Kim Kranz. This deck, I swear to God, love it. It is like so deep for me. Yeah, it just speaks to me. Whoa, too many, just checked out. So anyway, let me just grab a couple. Let me just do a couple for advice for right now, for our energy. So, and you can probably see the box I kind of keep right here-ish. There you go. Okay, the first one I pulled is the Starborn. Oh, my God. Sorry, I got that card earlier, literally today, so I'm kind of like, oh my God. And I know the message, so it's really cool. Goes with what we're talking about, the fault line. Okay, here's the thing. Duality in this existence exists. It is odd for us to have loss. My Aunt Nina, I love her. She passed away. I found out on the day that my last day in London before I flew home. And so I had this duality, this beautiful spiritual trip coming to an end and then getting that news. And my heart wanted to break. She has been my loving aunt all my life. And I'm very close with my family, my immediate aunts and uncles. And I say close, I don't mean physically or maybe calling every week, but they have always been so close to my heart. Like I just loved them growing up, all my aunts and uncles. I've been very blessed with my family. To have just good people. Anyway, the fault line and the Starborn. The fault line is all about knowing that our reality and our situation has issues. That nothing's all perfect. This ain't the Garden of Eden. There's always going to be at least something that we wish would change, wish would heal, wish would improve. There's going to be something at all times probably in life. The idea is that we're living with that dissonance, with this kind of direction. That this might be kind of what's going on in 3D. But the more we stay with this energy, the more this fault line, and the fault line means like, yeah, there's crap, like this can break. We have to acknowledge that this can break at any second. Like our 3D experience can change suddenly, get news, so-and-so passed, we could get hurt any moment. Like just stuff happens, right? Hello, 2020 and beyond. Crap can happen really suddenly and drastically and be huge, right? We have this inner experience. And this is like this spiritual intent or compass to realize that we are connected, that we are not what we see, that there is more to our lives than what we see in 3D. And if we attune our vibration, our thoughts, our emotional connections to everything, these spiritual beliefs of everything is going to work out. My intention is to live my life in my highest and best. Therefore, that's going to come to me. I'm going to relax. I need to just like not worry about things and just like be in the flow of the universe, that what is destined to be mine is mine and is coming to me. I don't have to work for it. Like that is it. And don't take like what I said like to an extreme. Like there's elements of effort that we have to do. There's like energetic principles of like being a push agent and being a reception. Like you can't just like expect to get a lotto win when you don't buy a lotto ticket, right? But what I am saying is there is this beautiful, relaxing kind of energetic exchange and connection. And if we keep high vibe about it, we're going to keep high vibe in our lives. And the Starborn, although I read it this morning, I'm going to read a little bit more because I feel like there's might be a little bit more that I'm missing here from this morning. I mean, I pulled it for myself. So it's the divine child, the star child, the destined. This is an elusive yet radiant aspect of the self. The Starborn archetype points to the cosmic spark of light that arrives in each being at birth. from the moment we breathe our souls. Like, that's just beautiful. Is that the moment the newborn crowns the royal, sorry, she's using a vaginal insert, whether vaginally or surgically, the royal stars above are said to constellate in a unique shape that maps our path in the world. The idea of destiny is not controversial, yet the starborn naturally feels a sense of destination and purpose, aiming itself toward a future that is beyond the mundane. When this card appears, travel back to your birth story for clues and insight. What did you desire when you were young? Practice seeing your life from a mythic point of view rather than as a series of logistics. Read the story of the three fates and envision yourself born under the stars with a unique destiny. Yeah, this is just kind of like, I have, like, what is destined to me? Like, you have a destined path. You have a beautiful destined path if you believe that it's beautiful and that it's a blessing and that it's good. But that takes like mental thought, spiritual training to catch our negative, either emotions. Sometimes it can just be like waking up in a bad mood and being like, ooh, I'm starting the day out with a weird vibe. Just stopping that and catching that and being like, okay, what are my principles here that I want to talk about? Or I want to like reframe my mind so that I get in that energy to start the day. And the starborn is like, yeah, dude, I'm from the stars. I make stars with God. Even though I'm here in my 3D, it's like, no, I've got something here. I've got like a beautiful soul gift. Something's going to come out of this. And that's this kind of belief, this like head tuning, like attunement. Like you just kind of move your head toward it. I keep wanting to do that. Like, because literally it's like a thought change to realize that we are this connection, that we are this. And it doesn't have to always make total intellectual sense. Your heart's going to know what I'm talking about. If, and you know, some people they're just not ready for that. They're just ready. They're used to a 3D centric world of their minds, of waking up to news, of looking at the stock market, of rationalizing, thinking about things rationally, logistically. I get it. I used to be there too. I am still a practicing attorney. And so I understand having logical thought and to stay on target and to understand one thing leads to another. And when you it's hard to kind of get off that and then just be like into feelings and being sensitive to energy. Like that is a totally different way of having your brain open, but you can do it. You can be a bridge to both this real 3D experience where you have responsibilities, where you have some of you very professional jobs and with serious, consequences. If you're, say a brain surgeon, or if you're out there working for the government and policymaking, I understand. But you can have that experience and be a beautiful and acknowledge the fact that you're a beautiful soul with a connection to the stars, to God, to source energy, whatever you call it. And that I think, on some weird level, it just makes sense. And your logic wants to make you explain that. And you just got to tell your logic brain, your little ego brain, that it's not in charge, that your soul and your heart is. And you're going to follow it, and it's just going to make sense over time. And the more you spend in that kind of energy and that kind of no, I'm following my soul and my heart right now, you can still do that high-powered job. You can still do a great thing. You don't have to make this a real public thing that other people will have to know. I just feel like these videos are out here so that you feel like you haven't lost credibility for feeling like you're a soul, for feeling that you're connected to God. I felt that at times, and I am so happy I kept on believing what my heart was telling me, which was, you're more than this. You're more than structured religion and dogma. You've got something else, something here that's just not quite matching with you. You got to find it. And I found it through a lot of various things I've read, when divine truth would just kind of speak to me. Like I take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and whatever spoke to me as truth, I kind of accumulate it as part of my belief system. So we all can do that. We all can figure out if it's ancestral, if it's energetic, whatever it is, like whatever kind of structure you think of right now for, you know, why we're here on earth. We each can have our own unique way of whatever system makes peace within us. But the whole point is that we need to be putting time into it to come up with your own, and do that now so that you can deal with the changing circumstances that might come up in your life. Because if you put that off, that just means a more panicked reaction when a 3D thing happens. Whereas a 3D thing happens, I still might have a, immediate reaction of either pain or suffering or, sadness, whatever sad thing happens. But I do have a rallying. I do have a coming about to faith that doesn't have to be dogma. And it has given me so much inner peace. And it makes sense to me. So I feel like I'm kind of rambling a little bit about this. But how funny. I just pulled the Pilgrim. I don't know why I just wanted to grab a third card, but I did. We'll go look at it. Just wanted to keep talking. I don't know why. Sorry, y'all got to listen to all the ramblings, but that's what you get. Okay, the Pilgrim, the Wanderer, the Traveler, the Apprentice. For the Pilgrim, an outward journey is always an inward journey. This archetypal wanderer seeks wisdom, experience, and meaning in the farthest reaches of the globe, in the deepest regions of the spirit. Others will wander when the pilgrim will settle down and claim a more conventional life, but the pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom, expansion, and growth. Responsibilities and social conventions and logistics lull us to sleep, and soon the pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of day-to-day. Yet when this archetype awakens, it rallies our sense of adventure and leads us out the door toward a new reality. With the pilgrim at your side, you will never lack courage, nor do you need every amenity. Travel light, travel soon. Your spirit needs it. Oh my God. Yeah, man, that just feels deep. Like I said, we all need to have this examination before we are in our moments, if we're lucky enough to have moments of contemplation before our death, right? So find your peace. Keep working on it, pilgrim. You'll get it. All right. Thank you for listening, you guys.